Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What is going on, everybody? Hello. Hello, hello.
Chilling, Merc. How you doing?
We're in the end of February already.
Well, it is the shortest month
Yeah.
of the year,
Yeah.
so
And it felt like that.
pretty much.
We are actually going into a year of COVID.
That's it, right? I mean, well, it already passed a year.
Yeah.
It's the lockdown started like in February, so it's the end of February.
No, lockdown started March.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why I know is the fact that I went to Elimination Chamber last year, this month.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That was the last live show we went to.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I think lockdown started like March 6th or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Really, beginning of March. And that's when the world shit its pants. And we're still recovering from the world shitting its pants.
Somebody needs to get it a diaper.
Yes. Stop shitting its pants. So, yeah. It's been a time, and especially this year. But this is also a time that if you're at home, you could take advantage of the great video games that are out there, the great movies, the great TV shows that are out there. So make the most of your time. There's a lot of good shit out there.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking WandaVision, amazing.
Yes, sir.
You know what? Before, because we were talking about like the games coming out and things like that. Earlier before we started casting, the one I actually caught my eye that I saw is coming to the Switch and PS4 is Star Wars Republic Commando.
Now, is that a remake of an older game?
That was a remake of an Xbox Star Wars game that was a first person, and you control a squadron of stormtroopers. It was actually a really good game.
Okay, cool.
I'm hoping it comes to the Switch. I actually will buy it. It was actually a really fun game. It played like Halo. Imagine Halo, but with stormtroopers.
That sounds very good.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It was Halo and Rainbow Six Vegas with stormtroopers because you was able to strategize your guys to go to certain places while you're in the map.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay.
So that was actually really cool. I actually really enjoyed that game. Somehow
Do you know if it's the same team? Like remastering, or is it being remastered by like a completely new team or something?
It's getting remastered by the same team.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate that.
So they're bringing it back. That's pretty cool. But talking about video games, we did have the State of Play, and we also had a Pokemon video thing that came out this week. PlayStation State of Play, which I was a little disappointed with it. There was nothing really like mind-boggling or breathtaking that I was like, oh my god, I can't wait for this shit. There was none of that.
Oh yeah. Well, speak for yourself, Mark. I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy getting this PS5 update, which I call the real version of the game. I'm just waiting also for the eventual PC release.
Yeah.
Also, that came with that announcement was the announcement of Yuffie getting a solo chapter.
Okay.
Which is more story, which is exclusive to the PS5, which is like more of that game. Yes, please. Hold on, Scott Steiner doesn't like it. Yeah. He hates it.
He hates it. Like the Final Fantasy 7, I'm actually really happy that it's getting the full PS5 update because then now it gives me a reason to go through it again.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I was not gonna do another replay to the game until after this, but I still have to wait for the PC because it's impossible to get a PS5. So I won't do it to myself. I'm not paying no crazy ass prices. Hell no.
Also, if you have if you have PlayStation Plus, that's one of the free games this month.
Yes, I heard. So, and that's pretty cool.
That's really good. That's probably one of the best games of last year.
Yes, sir.
So you're getting it for free. So jump on that shit.
So they announced that. There was also an announcement with, I think, a Final Fantasy concert that happened recently.
Yeah.
Of a bunch of different games that are being put out on mobile, and I think it might be like to different platforms like Switch and stuff, like of older stuff. But there's this one it's a
Crisis Core,
it's a mobile remake. No, it's a mobile remake of, I believe, so it's like Crisis Core mixed with 7 remake, and it's in like a chibi form.
Yeah.
So it's not 100% of any of the games that we've played is going to be some type of, I think, compilation within one game, which sounds ridiculous,
Okay.
especially for a mobile game. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, they've done the chibi is when you're outside of the battles, like
Yeah.
the original 7, and then
Okay.
when you get into the battles, it looks like Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Yeah.
So that sounds amazing. I wonder how they're gonna pull that off.
Yeah.
But
That sounds cool.
the thing I am interested in is to know the story bits, because that's the most interesting part of it, of Final Fantasy 7 for me, is like whenever they make new story beats.
Yeah.
And so what it looks like is there might be characters coming back from, what game is that for the PS2? It stars Vincent. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Oh, Dirge of Cerberus.
Okay.
So there's been confirmation of I believe the final boss from that game,
Okay.
or one of the final bosses, is gonna be in some way, shape, or form involved in I think the new chapter.
Okay.
As well as some of those events. So this also potentially has has some story bits that might come to as a shock to some people who haven't gotten that deep into it.
Yeah.
But the Japanese rock singer Gact was an actual main character in the Final Fantasy series at that time.
Okay.
So people are speculating that he might be reforming his partnership with Square Enix, and he may be reappearing in the game, because he was the true final secret boss.
Okay.
His character name was G, which stood for Genesis. So he was the first soldier.
Cool.
So we'll see if they go through all that. You know what I mean? I'd like to see that.
There was 2 games that like caught my attention. It's not something that like I'm like, oh, I need to play it, but it caught my attention, which was that Sifu. That one looked pretty dope. That one's on PS4. It looks like a PS4 like game in that sense, but it looked like really cool with the kung fu and stuff like that. And what was the other one? That space
Returnal.
Returnal looked interesting. It looked like you're talking about. You said it looked like a Mass Effect, and I was like, yeah, it actually does. So those games seems interesting. I hope we get more of it. I know Oddworld got a little gameplay footage shown as well. But other than that, like I was looking for the big ones. I was looking for the big guns. I was looking for Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and I was looking for God of War Ragnarok, and I was looking for those kind of games, maybe more on Ratchet and Clank, which I kind of know what Ratchet and Clank is, but I would like to see a little bit more of it.
Yeah, I'd like to see something. Actually, I don't really have any interest in seeing those games, because I know they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
I just was hoping to see like brand new IP that stood out.
Yeah.
That made you go, hey, I need to buy this system for it.
Or a Spider-Man 2.
Well, again, I said the stuff I'm looking for is like new stuff.
Yeah.
Like you've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Like, so anything brand new I was looking forward to, but the brand new stuff they've shown, except for Sifu and, like you said, the Returner.
Yeah.
Those two are like the only two like that stood out, but they're not even exclusives. So
No, they're not.
They're not exclusive to the 5.
Yeah.
But then again, the Sifu stuff they said was captured on PS5.
Okay.
So they don't say anything about PS4 for that game.
But it says available PS4, PS5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I know at least the trailer they showed. So they said it has a little disclaimer at the bottom.
Yeah. That's cool.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
But it also says PC.
Okay.
Captured on PC. But here's the thing: Sony had put out a statement earlier in the week about, please look forward to more games coming to the PC platform.
Okay.
So, if a bunch of the stuff I saw at this event is gonna be coming to the PC like after it debuts on the PS4 and 5, then I'm a little bit more excited for the games I saw. Cool. Because again, they're most of them are unique looking experiences, but it's just they don't have a really strong presence by any company.
Yeah.
That you want to see like There was nothing from Platinum. There was nothing from Capcom for but that's exclusive.
Yeah,
There was nothing from like just like I know it's a you can't say Konami, you have to say Kojima Studios, but there wasn't like a oh shit, here comes the next Kojima Studios game.
Yeah,
Like that level of the doors blowing off. But I think that's kind of why they put Final Fantasy at the end of it. It was like, all right, you don't care about these. Look at this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, if they didn't show that new chapter, I'd be like, I'd feel the same way you felt. But they showed Yuffie. I'm like, oh damn, dude. They already got her. Okay,
yeah,
I'm ready.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Final Fantasy 7 just because it gives me a reason to replay it. So I'm all for that.
And like I said, the soundtrack came out, so check that out on Spotify. I think it's Apple Music is the other streaming platform that just got it. I don't really care about that.
Because Final Fantasy 7, like the remake, it was a beautiful game as it is. Like on PS4, it looked fantastic on a PS4 Pro. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the PS5 looks.
I need to see them 60 frames. That's what I need to see.
Yes. And the sound, like I actually like the soundtrack a lot, so I'm excited for that. We did have also Pokemon announcing 2 remakes of a Pokemon game and a brand new game. So we got Pokemon Legends Arceus that's coming. That looks like it's gonna be like before Red and Blue, before even like the ancient times with the legendary. Because it looks like the legendary Pokemon is gonna be like the stars of Pokemon in this. So basically, you're gonna see those as like the basic shit. So it's gonna be interesting with that one, and it looks like it's gonna be a full blown RPG.
I hope it's good.
And then you have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl, and those are the remakes, which they're using. It looks very similar to the Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening remake.
Oh, I saw.
So it's very. It looks just like the top down heavy thing, just a lot more graphics, and they did a lot more graphics to the battles and shit.
So. I mean, that's the format of old Pokemon. It's just top down.
Yeah.
That was before they got to which one was the first one to have them walking around in 3D? Was that like the last one?
It was I guess it was
It was like Hello Pikachu or
Hello
something?
Pikachu and Eevee.
That's the first one to
I didn't
have
like
the character walking around.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Well, no, I forgot. Coliseum had that, but that was the first one, and they just cut that off, right?
Yeah, but this was the first one that actually was a Pokemon game that you collected and all that stuff. It was just not just battles. It was actually a storyline.
Yeah. You never played Coliseum?
No.
That shit had a full-on storyline. Yeah. I had to shill it to people because I worked in the Pokemon Center when that game came out. Yes.
Oh, okay. I never played it.
I'm intimately familiar with that game. I didn't want to be because it wasn't that great.
So those are coming. I'm actually interested in the remasters just because I know Jackie was really hyped to hear that it's coming, so I might have to get both of those and play with her.
All right, but at least if you want a choice of what style of Pokemon game you want to play, they're giving you a choice because the newer Legend of Arceus is definitely going to be that new style.
Yeah.
You see the character in the fields, you see the battles, the throwing the Pokeball, and it comes out right in real time in front of your face. So if you want that, there's that. And if you want to get the throwback, like you said, there's Pearl?
Yep.
Diamond and Pearl?
Yep.
So
also Retromania came out this week on PC right now. It's on Steam right now, so definitely check that out. I've been hearing nothing but good things about it. I'm waiting for my physical copy for the Switch to come in. They had to wait a little later because they had to get the okay for it to sell. So they're waiting on that, and then once that gets okayed, they should be on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X.
Good. I did watch the Major Brothers. Well, I got to see Matt Cardona and Smart Mark play with two of the guys I think that were involved. No, from the Game Marks.
Yeah, the Game Marks podcast. Yes.
So they got to play with those guys on stream, and it looks pretty fun.
Yeah. I'm digging it. It looks fun. It looks like it's gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be a fun one. I'm actually looking forward to it. I especially it's on the Switch. Like, I actually have a wrestling game on the Switch. It's actually nice to have now. That's actually good.
Did you get the Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection for free?
No, I did not.
Because if you couldn't play it unless you bought the new is it called the Capcom Arcade Collection? I think it is.
Oh, okay.
With all these, it's got like every supposedly. I guess they're filling it out. Also,
Yeah.
this was a new edition, but I believe they put a bunch of their original Capcom. I believe it's called like CPS and CPS2 and whatnot versions of some of the games, and it's on the Switch. The Switch has it, and they were giving out the new Ghost and Goblins Resurrection for free, but you had to have that.
I might have to look into it then and see how much is it.
So I think the free offer expired. I think the game is like $20 or $30 though.
Yeah.
And I know that's the new hotness for the next most difficult game to play, because I've seen people streaming it and it's been tearing people up left and right.
Yeah.
But I also know that that's the legacy that the game has as well. So did you ever get into Ghosts and Goblins? Or
I played it. I remember the ones that actually I think I played more than the original one was the ones that are on PS2. The Maximo.
Oh, Maximo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played those. I enjoyed those. The original one, again, it was hard, so I probably didn't like. I tried playing it. I made it pretty far when I first played it, but other than that, like I never got back to it.
I think I played that game once.
Yeah.
And it was at a friend of a friend's house, and that's the only place I ever played it. I never had the chance to play it again because I never bought it. Because by the time I was able to buy my own games, that game was already long gone. So
okay, so it was like nah.
Yeah, it was like, because I was an early Genesis, and then it was just I never had a Super Nintendo, so I never had the chance to buy Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Okay.
So at that time, I was like, nah, I'll probably buy something else. Let me buy Vector Man.
Yeah, Vector Man, you made a better choice.
At least I could beat Vector Man. You know what I mean?
Vector Man was good.
And it has good music.
It does have good
music.
Bring
back Vector Man.
Yeah, Vector Man was good. Sega, listen.
Bring it back.
Because Sega owns those games and they're not doing that with them. Might as well do something, right?
Yeah, bring it back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll check that out. I'll be interested in seeing more games. Because if they do it like a remaster, kind of do the same thing with like Final Fight and shit, I'd be cool with that.
I wish they. Well, yeah, it's been a long time since
Saturday
the last time
Masters.
They brought them out. Yeah, it's been too long since they did that as well.
I want all those. So
I think Final Fight might be in the collection, but as far as remastered updates and stuff, no.
Yeah. Okay.
So, one thing I just wanted to point out was, the Street Fighter 5 patch seems to have been like a great success. I see lots of people talking about how fun it is. I like to see that people are saying that Alex is top tier. All right, listen, if you say things like that, I might have to play the game again. The new mechanic V-Shift that people are saying it's a welcome addition, speeds up the game, gives everybody defensive options. So if it just feels like a more well-rounded game now.
Okay.
It sucks if you play Dhalsim. I hear people say it. Dhalsim has been turned into the absolute worst character in the game. That's what a lot of people are saying. But that's not really what I want to talk about. Have you seen any of the videos show up of the Dan Infinite?
No, I have not.
Yeah, so there's an infinite combo in the game, and it's done by what is usually known as the worst character in the game, Dan.
Yeah.
But this version of Dan is probably one of the best versions of him ever in a video game. So, of course, he would have a game-breaking infinite.
Yeah.
As of yet, it has not been patched out, so you can please don't get caught.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Just don't get caught. You will sit there and watch somebody take your life away.
That's funny.
But it's funny to see.
Yeah.
It's just funny to see because it's easy. It looks like it's easy to do. It looks like anybody could probably do it if they told you exactly what to do.
Yeah.
It looks like the barrier for execution is not that high.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
I,
Again,
I, I gotta
they
check out.
tempted me.
I
They
gotta check
tempted me.
out. I gotta check out gameplay. I probably won't buy the season pass unless it's extremely cheap. But I'll definitely check out gameplay.
They constantly do the free trials for the characters and stuff,
Oh,
so
okay.
you could probably play one of the new characters if you want to.
So I guess I have to download it into my PS5.
But if you already had Alex from season 1, then you
Yeah.
wouldn't have to worry. And if he's busted and broken, that's all I need to see.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have it on PS5. I have the PS4
Also-
games. I just have to
Also, I hear Zangief is up there too. So
Zangief.
if you like to play
Everyone
Zangief,
love to see it.
the Red Cyclone flies again. Yes.
Yes, Red Cyclone. Yay, he's strong again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll definitely check out gameplay for that. I have not looked at anything of Street Fighter since the last week when we talked about it. I saw the little Dan trailer and shit. And I haven't seen him actually play. You know what's funny? I have one of Maximilian's videos too, and I have not watched it yet. I just like put it on the side to watch later.
Which one was about the story mode?
Dan, I think it was for Dan.
Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, so I'll definitely watch it later.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just saw some little thing that's coming out that I just want to announce. So Ninja Turtles Playmates been doing these boxes of the original characters. Just like they sold them the first one was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and it was sold in a box of a turtle van, and it had the original original 6 characters. It had all 4 turtles, Splinter, and Shredder. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then they did a second version, which is a box of the sewer home with the same people. They also did one alternate one, which had the yellow van from the comic book, the Mirage comic, and had the turtles with all the red bandanas. Had the Splinter in a red like outfit, and Shredder looked like more of the comic.
Okay.
So
cool.
they
That's
just
very
announced, and then they also announced they have one that's a module. Like, do you remember the drill thing that came into the city and shit?
Mm-hmm.
With all the villains. So it has Crane, Bebop, Rocksteady, had Slash, and a Foot Soldier.
How big are they?
They're the original Playmates.
Oh, that means Krang is huge.
No,
He was
the Crane,
big.
the Crane with the legs.
Oh, that one. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
So-
gonna be the other one.
They just announced now they have one that's a shed. No, it looks like the train station, their house in Turtles 2, the
Oh.
train station.
Mm-hmm.
The train of where Splinter hung out. Of the movie Turtles, there's all 4 movie Turtles. It has Splinter, same thing, same old school Splinter that's always naked. They have him in a white robe now to look like the movie one, and Super Shredder.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
How
so-
big is the Super Shredder?
Again, Playmates.
I don't
So
remember.
The Super Shredder was the same size as the Turtles.
Oh, he was not a
Nah.
big.
He was-
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it looks cool. I like the fact that they're bringing out these Playmate toys. They sell them like $70, and there's a big box with all the figures, brand new and shit. So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely check those out. And get
Are those
chance.
like? Did you say they were up for pre-order or?
That one just went up for pre-order. It's the movie Turtles.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so they have the little pimples and shit.
Yeah, I mean, they have the
Spots.
different texture and the looks.
Yeah, the
Well,
spots and
okay. So are those the original style Playmates movie figures?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have one of those. So that means they have like the soft arms and legs and head. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
Cool.
I like
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. I just came up in my feed. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Do you have any other news? And then we can start this movie.
No, that's about it. We should get into this verdict this week.
Yep.
For let's I was on the guy's acting page. Anthony Michael Hall. No, the movie is 1985's Weird Science,
Yes.
and it is PG-13, an hour and 34 minutes long. It is classified as a romantic comedy. That's interesting, and sci-fi.
Yeah.
And it debuted on August 2nd, 1985 in the U.S.
Yep.
So,
So first things
also,
first.
I have to put this out here. Directed by well-known director John Hughes.
And written by John Hughes.
Mm-hmm. And
So-
so you'll know he is responsible for The Breakfast Club.
Yes.
which I believe came out like around the exact same, the year before.
Yeah.
No, it debuted the same year. Okay.
So I'm looking at. I was just honestly looking at like where did this come from as being a comic book or a superhero movie, and there was a comic book based on this in the 70s.
Really? What?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm actually looking at that, and I was like, huh.
Okay, so because I was you saying that you have me thinking now, who was supposed to be the superhero in this movie?
Yeah, because again, our category is comic book and superhero movies, so it could be just a comic book and not have to do with superheroes whatsoever.
Okay, all right, makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's not also forget to John Hughes' credit, the National Lampoon series.
Yeah.
Please, legendary movies.
Yeah. So Weird Science was a comic book, 1950s and up, and it actually was it was like a comic book like Tales from the Crypt, but it was a bunch of sci-fi stories.
Okay.
So that's where the name came from for Weird Science.
All right.
Is it based on a comic? One of any of the comics? I do not know that, but I think they had the namesake.
Well, listen. If you sign that that dotted line on the paper, and you have somebody write a comic book for you, all right, that's fine.
So
you can classify it.
So that's why this classifies in our list as a comic book / superhero movie.
It's all good.
It doesn't have to be both. It has to be one of each.
I won't fight this movie. At least it wasn't bad. It wasn't like Sheena or Condor Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that.
There is that.
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
So stars for this movie: Anthony Michael Hall as Gary Wallace, Kelly LeBrock as Lisa, Ian Mitchell Smith as Wyatt Donnelly, Bill Paxton as Chet Donnelly, Susan Snyder as Deb, Judy Aronson as Hilly, Robert Downey Jr. As Ian,
a very young Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Russler as Max, his brother in arms. And I think that's about one person I noticed I wanted to bring up, Michael Berryman as Mutant Biker, who you would know from such movies as The Hills Have Eyes, from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, from different Motley Crue music videos. Apparently he's in movies and television even till recent. He's in a Scooby-Doo TV movie as a character named Zombie Head, which is interesting. Like he's a very, very visually striking man.
Yeah.
Usually bald, tall, big googly eyes, egg-shaped head.
Yes.
So I just wanted to point him out because
man.
No, it's just also that he stood out to me because I was like, oh shoot, damn, that guy was in this movie. I did not know that. I've probably only seen this movie in passing because obviously it came out in '85. I would have been 2.
Yeah.
So I wasn't old enough to watch the movie and understand it. So I had to have seen it way later. Yeah. And if I saw it later on, like it had to have been in passing because mind you, number one was PG-13. So if I saw it like as a kid, I probably wasn't supposed to see it. So that's probably why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Like until way later. And just if I saw it sometime in the 90s, man, I don't remember. It didn't stick with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I've seen this. I seen this when I was younger. I don't know how. When I saw it, I remember just seeing it maybe probably like on Channel 11 movie or things like that. Mm-hmm. I probably never watched actually the full version until I got older because we were doing. Mm-hmm. I remember in school we were doing like John Hughes movies and shit, and that was one of the movies we got to watch and shit. So, yeah, it was fun. It is a product of its time. I feel like if this movie would be a whole lot different if it came out today.
You said that about most of his movies in general, because you think about the lines that some characters had said and things like National Lampoon, Ferris Bueller, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There were things that were culturally accepted to say.
Yeah.
So there's the relationship between Lisa and the 2 teens, which is like nowadays people would just be like, man, you can't do that shit.
Yeah.
But when you watch the movie in full, she actually becomes less of just this thing they lust after and more of like a big sister, kind of like a hen mother, because she ends up trying to lead them in a certain direction
Yeah.
more than just being there to be eye candy for them.
Yeah.
Because it's funny how it turns into like less of them trying to get her and basically them ending up being like, oh, we got to stop her.
Yeah.
Because it leads up to the party at the end of the end of the movie, and like the main character is like, I don't want this. What are
Yeah.
you doing? Like you're gonna destroy my house. You're trying to get me killed.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect. Also, this movie is not long,
No.
so I
Yeah. It went by fast too. Like it was a good.
yeah, and just realizing all that, it went through its complete arcs of them like being humiliated after standing in there like basically lusting over the girls. I think it was gymnastics team.
Yeah.
And then Robert Downey Jr. and his homeboy come in and pants them in front of the girls, and it's just like, damn. And that kind of sets the tone for like those two characters in general. It's just like they're just a bunch of horny teenagers. One of them, I guess, has some type of computer background,
Yeah.
but this is like the 80s, so it's represented by the most cheesiest of computer graphics.
Yeah.
But I, again, got to give them credit. There's the early ass CG in the movie.
Yeah.
Like when they're showing those scenes where they're going through the net. And I, again, the funny thing about this movie is that it just establishes that this world doesn't make sense.
100%.
Nothing in this movie actually makes sense. They actually do make the girl out of a Barbie doll hooked up to the internet, basically.
Yeah. And hijack a NASA fucking space station for a supercomputer and all that shit.
Yeah, and then they're feeding like pictures from Rolling Stone magazines and Playboys and stuff in there. And it's just like this. Yeah, this has no bearing on reality. This is complete nonsense. So once that's established, it's kind of like, okay, you can enjoy the ride. Yeah. Nothing in this movie is like to be taken seriously.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Like usually when we talk about things just going in on something, go fully in, and this is something that did that. Mm-hmm. It was like 100% like just straight out crazy shit that happened in this movie.
Yes, at one point a missile falls into the kid's like house. It goes it goes all the way through from the second floor to the first floor. It's just in the kitchen and in the kid's bedroom. There's like not only the fact that they made her, then the first thing she does is get them dressed, and the first thing that happens when they walk out of the kid's bedroom, right? They're already dressed.
Yeah.
They literally took the time to, it looks like, shower and do their hair, because the two guys, they have slick back hair and everything.
Yeah.
And they come out of the room and their hair is redone and their clothes are different.
Yeah.
Because you see like the electricity zap them, and that's apparently Lisa's power, is that she can do whatever the hell she wants.
Yeah.
And she just changed their clothes, and I'm like, well, and they acknowledge it. They just go. The kid turns around, looks at his friend, and is like, "What is that? Whose stuff is this? What are you wearing?" And like, but you look good. And he goes, "Okay." Like all that stuff, man. The kids not having a driver's licenses and driving the pink Cadillac, which I thought was hilarious. Then that was a thing throughout the movie, was that they kept getting fancy cars and driving them without licenses.
Yeah. And fucking just wrecking them too, like just speeding for no reason and shit.
All up on the curb, towards the end, the kid gets into a police chase, like Yeah,
because even he didn't even know if it was going 30 miles per hour. Was going like it was reading a whole different thermometer and shit.
Yeah, because of course we're Americans. We're not used to reading the European speedometer.
Yeah.
So yes, that like there's so much nonsense. The fact that there's a part when they're going out for the first time and they go to the bar.
Yeah.
And they come in, and then you get the, I don't even know if it was stereotypical at that time. You get the record scratch, and then everybody just stops and looks at them. Yeah. And it's just like, she pulled out 2 magic IDs and it's just like, you're 21? Yeah, you're 21. And then what ensues is hilarious. Like the kids get drunk,
Yeah.
start telling stories about getting kicked in the dick. Is fucking, and then they has the, but at the beginning they have you thinking that, oh man, these guys gonna get beat up, and then for some reason the tall lanky one, the blonde one, Gary,
Yeah.
he has like the New Orleans drawl and starts talking like he's in a blues band. Let me tell you, baby.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about what happens. And I'm like, man, this would be like cringy and borderline offensive if he wasn't so good at it though.
Yeah.
Like whatever it was, he does a really good New Orleans accent.
Yeah.
And so he's telling stories about his hardship, his heartache and pain, and it's really just him getting kicked in the nuts by a girl at school.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was funny. I think that was probably some of my favorite scenes in that movie was that first hangout with all of them and shit like that, because that shit had me rolling. Throughout the movie, like again, like it was a lot of comedy, a lot of slapstick comedy and things like that. It was able to tell a story and just go fully into it, not like it didn't take itself seriously, and that's something you cannot take with this movie. It's not going to take itself seriously.
Yeah, Bill Paxton was a crazy recruit who came back home to watch the brothers because they were like, why would your parents leave you alone? No, because your brother's going to be there. It turns out he's just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And a dick, because when he catches them out, he bribes his brother for $175. So I'm like, yo, that's a very specific amount of money.
Yeah.
What is going on? And then he's smoking a cigar upstairs and whatnot. When they go up there, he tries to make the other kid throw up.
Yeah.
And he just has this ridiculous. And it's like him and the guy in the bar had the most ridiculous, sadistic laugh.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh my goodness! I love that they stood out so much just from laughing.
And then he became the shit demon. It was fucking funny as well.
Yeah, I think she turns him into a troll or something.
Yeah,
and he's just oozing pus and stinking.
Yeah,
because you hear the flies buzzing.
Yeah,
like he has a whole arc. The kids have a whole arc. Lisa, the woman they create, has a whole arc. But then it has a message.
Yeah.
You don't have to have this, and that. You just have to believe and be yourself. And it's bullshit, but it had a message.
Yeah.
Because the girls the two girls, I mean, listen, they didn't lie. The two girls at the beginning of the movie that they said they were going to go out with, I didn't even realize it till today, that it was the same two girls at the end of the movie, at the end of the house party that they ended up with. So, hey, like... I mean, the whole movie was crazy from top to bottom. It had supposedly mutants. That's what they were called, mutants, mutant bikers.
Yeah, so. The ending when they got laid out, they're like, I'm sorry, please don't say nothing. I'll lose my teaching job.
Oh, yo, I'm just saying, like, it had so many, like, small moments. I like that the chained up slave girl was like, you have a nice house. And I'm just like, damn, he just told you, shut up, bitch. Like, that's a line from the movie. Like, all right.
The other dude is like,
I think I knew the
breakfast one day.
Yeah, exactly. But I think another cool thing about those movies is that even the bit players, you recognize a lot of them because they were in a lot of 80s movies back then. So you would just see people that you don't necessarily know their name, but you know their face.
Yeah.
And that movie definitely had a lot of people was like, is that guy who was this guy? And you look in the credits and it's like, yeah, it's that guy, because it was the 80s. It was 85. So
there's a lot of faces that you'll recognize. When I saw Bill Paxton, I was like, oh shit, I forgot he was in this movie. Yep. And then the character he was just fucking ridiculous and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Even the parents were just like weird and just overly protective and shit for no reason, and like they had that whole masculine thing. Oh, you gotta do this, and you gotta be this way and this way, and things like that, which honestly won't work nowadays. Like you can't do it like that. But like the dad didn't want to even shake his hand, like give him a hug or anything. He was like, "Yeah, shake hands and shit like that." So that's something, a product of the time kind of thing. But the style I enjoyed. It was a fun comedy. It was one of the better movies we have seen so far, and it was just because it was fun. It went all the way, and it was kind of comedy that made me laugh. So I enjoyed it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it was a fun movie. What grade do you give this movie? What rating?
So the verdict that I will give Weird Science is a 3.5.
3.5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're 3.5. So you'll put it over Superman 3
Yes.
and before Flash Gordon. After Flash Gordon, before Superman 3.
That makes a lot of sense. Yes.
Weird Science 3.5. I am also going to give it a 3.5. It was a fun movie. I liked it better than a lot of the other ones we watched. It did hit the point of the fact that it was a comic, but honestly was nothing based on it. But again, I'm just happy that it was part of it because it was just a fun movie to get over Sheena, the Queen of the Jungle with. So I'm happy that this was the next movie. So yeah, I'm gonna give it 3.5. It'll make my number 5 at this time. So right now mine is Superman 2, Flash Gordon, Toxic Avenger, Superman the Movie, Weird Science, Superman 3, Legend of the Lone Ranger, Supergirl, Condor Man, and Sheena, the Queen of the Jungle. Yours is Toxic Avenger, Superman 2, Superman 1, Flash Gordon, Weird Science, Superman 3, Legends of the Lone Ranger, Supergirl, Condor Man, and Sheena, the Queen of the Jungle. Next week.
Sounds good.
Next week is Howard the Duck. I'm excited for this.
Oh, cool. It's been a little while since I've seen this movie.
If you do have Peacock, it's on there. I think Peacock has a free service, and you don't have to pay for it.
Okay.
Soon you're going to have to if you want the WWE Network, but right now you don't.
Cool.
And it happens to be on there, so I'm going to watch it on there.
Got you.
So
right.
We have Howard the Duck starting off March. We have Masters of the Universe, RoboCop, and Superman 4 all in March.
Nice.
That's a strong, besides Superman 4, that's a strong lineup of movies. RoboCop is going to be probably top 5 towards the ending of this.
Mm-hmm. That is probably going to be my number 1.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm going
to have to see Batman again. I have to see, like, Turtles, I know is going to be up there for me.
Yeah.
But RoboCop is just like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It's so graphically violent, but it's so good.
Yes, I'm excited for RoboCop. I think Turtles is gonna be my number 1 for sure. Like I already seen the lineup and just knowing what I feel for Turtles, I know for a fact that's gonna be my number 1. But everything else could change if it wants to. So, that's our March. Will be Howard the Duck, Masters of the Universe, RoboCop, and Superman 4. And Batman, if it's a 5-week month, I'm not sure. Batman or will start April. So, we got a lot of good stuff coming. So, definitely check us out. And we will continue this superhero comic book movies of 2 decades.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, I guess we'll wrap this up.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is YouTube. That is also Spotify. That is SoundCloud. And then there's Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. Make sure you follow us there. And also the WordPress. Check it out.
Yep.
Where you at, Mark?
Follow me on everything of we have the SoundCloud, Twitch TV, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, all Mark with the Mic. Follow our Spotify, Red Cyclone Inc. That's the easiest way you can get all our casts updated every single day. And honestly, all you have to do is listen, and we get the credit on SoundCloud as well. So definitely check that one out. We did release what was the one that we released this week? The Morphin Cast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Morphin Cast. We recorded for Morphin Cast. Sorry. I think I put up Rogue One. For Not a Trekkie. Rogue One for Not a Trekkie, which I think, it broke the top spot. It beat Empire in that podcast, and I was actually really surprised that we both agreed that is probably the best Star Wars movie.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
it was a very good movie.
Yeah, I think my reasoning of it was I have never felt emotionally connected to a Star Wars movie until that movie.
Okay.
That movie made me emotional for all the characters. I actually cared about all the characters, especially Donnie Yen's character. I thought his character was so good.
Okay.
And so I think that was the one movie I was looking forward to the most in this of Not a Trekkie, and I was happy with that. And that one became our number one. So definitely check out that cast. I think it's one of our favorite ones so far because we were just really hyping this movie. We would love this movie. So definitely check that out. That released this week. Follow all our other, our 2 decades of superhero movie, comic book movie reviews for the past month. Definitely check out Against Brothers Red Podcast. And
yeah, do it.
Doing a lot
Make
of
sure
stuff.
you do it.
Yeah, that's it. Always remember, follow the Jinkies.
He's got those sandwiches, but you know what? He don't got karate.
Exactly. So you could beat his ass for those sandwiches. With a Mongolian chop. You only could do a Mongolian chop. You can't do nothing else. Mongrovian chop. You need to do Mongrovian chop.
That is the official martial arts style of the Red Cyclonic podcast.
Yes. Peace out.